Good morning, students. The topic of our lecture is Introduction, Concept of Law and Legal System. General introduction to the term law. All the different kinds of rules and principles which are formulated to regulate the interactions between the individuals of the society, they are clubbed in a single term that is known as law. So the term law, it denotes your different kinds of rules and principles which are mainly regulating the human interactions and human behavior. So law, it is an instrument or a medium to regulate the human behavior. It is a comprehensive term, it is a broader term which includes your statutes, acts, rules, regulations, your judgment, decree and orders which are passed by the court in the form of precedent. So all these things, they are included in the term law. Definition of law. The law, it has been defined by different jurists in a different way. So we will take only two definitions in this particular lecture. The first which we are taking, that is the definition given by Salmond. According to Salmond, law is the body of principles recognized and applied by the state in the administration of the justice. These are the rules which are recognized and which are acted on by the court of justice. Next definition is definition given by Austin. So according to Austin, law is a set of rules framed by a political superior person to regulate the behavior of political inferior person. So in the definition which is given by Austin, he has used two new terms, political superior person and political inferior person. So political superior person are the person to whom the law-making power is given, and political inferior person are those person who are subjected to the law which are made by political superior person. So the example of political superior person is sovereign, and the example of political inferior person are the citizens of the country. Meaning of the term law. The law has different meaning from the point of view of the different people. For example, the first is from the point of view of the society. For society, the term law means the justice in a particular case, morality, reason, order or righteousness. So similarly, if we see from the point of view of the legislator, for the legislator, the meaning of term law is any statute, enactment, any rule, any order or ordinance which is passed. The third, from the point of view of the judges, for judges, the law is rule of a court, any decree, judgment or any injunction orders which are passed by the higher court or the similar courts. So fourth, we are having, that is from the point of view of the decree holder. So here the decree holder is a new term for you. So I will just tell you in brief what is the meaning of the term decree holder. Decree holder is a person in whose favor the case has been decided. So for the decree holder, what is the law? For decree holder, law means the rights and the remedies. What are his rights and what the remedies he is going to get in a particular dispute from the court. So next is the last is from the point of view of your judgment debtor. So again, this term is very new to you. I will explain the meaning of the judgment debtor to you. The judgment debtor is that person who has failed the particular dispute or against whom the judgment has been passed. So for the judgment debtor, the meaning of the term law is what the duties, what the liabilities or what the obligations are arising out of the judgment to him towards the decree holder. What is the legal system? Legal system is actually the set of the law of a particular country and the way or the process by which they are interpreted, the law is interpreted and how they are enforced. So it is a set of law of a country and the way in which that particular law it is interpreted as well as enforced. So the next we have different types of the legal system in the world. So in the world we are having only 5 types of the legal system. So the 5 types of the legal system which is recognized, these are the civil legal system, common legal system, customary legal system, religious legal system, and the last is a mixed legal system. So the civil legal system is that form of the legal system which is primarily having only one source of law, and that is the enactment. The legislator is the main source of the law in the civil legal system. So the second type of the legal system is the common legal system. The common legal system, it is based upon the judge-made law, and the only source of the law, it is the decisions which are given by the higher courts. The third is customary legal system. The customary legal system, it is the outcome of the traditions and the customs which are followed by the society or the particular tribes, and only these customs and the traditions, they give rise to the rules which are having obligatory forces in these society. The fourth is religious legal system. The religious legal system is the outcome of the religious traditions as well as the religious text a particular society is having. And the last type of the legal system, it is the mixed legal system. The mixed legal system is that legal system in which the law is the outcome of different sources of the law, such as there will be the enacted laws also, there will be the legislature also, legislation also. There will be the judicial precedent as a source of law. The custom and tradition of the society, it is also acknowledged as a source of law, as well as some part of the law that is also based upon the religious text. So now we will discuss civil legal system. What are the salient features of civil legal system? So civil legal system term, it is derived from the Latin word jus civil. The civil legal system is having the origin in the Rome society, the Roman law. So in the Rome, the law it is divided into two parts, jus civil and jus gentium. Jus civil is that part of the law which is applicable to its own citizens and in which all the rights and obligation relating to the personal interaction it is formulated. So the civil legal system is derived from the Roman system, and the basis of the law or the primary source of the law in case of civil legal system is the legislation. It has the written constitution and specific civil codes are there which elaborates the rights and obligation of the particular people of the country. The only binding power is there of the legislative enactment. No other source of law it is recognized in the civil legal system. The binding power it is there with the legislative enactment only. So the next is types of civil legal system. There are 4 main types of civil legal system: French civil legal system, German civil legal system, Scandinavian civil legal system, Chinese civil legal system. So the first is French legal system. The French civil legal system, it is prevalent in France, Italy, Spain, and the greater emphasis it is given on the statute instead of the case laws. The second is German civil legal system. The German civil legal system, it is present in Germany, Switzerland, Japan, South Korea, Austria. It is based upon a comprehensive compendium of the statute. The number of the statutes are there, and all these statutes collectively formulate the German legal system. The third is Scandinavian legal system. The Scandinavian civil legal system, it is present in Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Iceland. It is also known as Nordic law, and it is similar to the other civil legal systems that it is based upon the number of the enactments. Now the last we are having Chinese legal system. The Chinese legal system, it is a mixture of the civil legal system as well as socialist law. So the next type of the legal system is common legal system. So what are the main features of common legal system? The common legal system, it is the law of court. The countries which are having the common legal system, they are not having the written constitution always, as well as the codified laws, they are also absent. The judicial decisions, they are only binding in these countries. The unwritten law is there, and only the judge-made law is having the supremacy. So some of the countries which are having the common legal system, they are Ireland, England, Australia, New Zealand. The next type of legal system is customary legal system. The main feature of customary legal system is the source of law in this type of legal system is custom, norms, or the practices which are followed by the group of people for a particular large period of time. It is also known as traditional legal system, and mainly it is unwritten, it is in the oral form, and it always differs from the tribe to tribe as well as society to society. The customary legal system is not having any one particular shape, and it differs from the society what type of custom they are having. So the customary legal system, it's going to be different from one country to the other country. Religious legal system, the main features of religious legal system is the main source of law in this type of legal system is religious traditions, practices, as well as the religious text. So this type of the legal system is prevalent in those countries which recognize one particular religion and which are not secular. So the Muslim countries, they have the law which is based fully or partially on the basis of the Quran, and that is known as Sharia. The other example of the religious legal system is Halakha in Judaism and Canon in based upon the Christianity. So these are the some type of the religious legal system. And the last type of the legal system we have mixed legal system. As I have already told, the mixed legal system, it does not recognize one source of law, and it recognizes all the sources of the law such as legislation, precedent, customs, as well as some religious texts. They are also recognized as a source of law. Salient feature of law. Law is uniform. It is applicable to all the people of a particular country without any particular discrimination. It is a definite set of rules and regulation which is formulated by the will of the state, and these rules and regulations, they are having the primary function to regulate the human interactions, and they serve as a channel to maintain the peace and order in a particular society. Law is backed by the sanctions. So whenever these rules and regulations, they are not followed by the people of a particular country, then they are subjected to the punishment for not abiding the rules and regulation given in the law. Historical evolution of Indian legal system. Indian legal system, it refers to the system of law which operates in India. It is largely based upon the English common law. Various acts, rules and regulations, they are introduced by the Britishers in the medieval India, and they are modified from time to time by introducing the amendments in these acts. Much of the contemporary Indian law, it is also having the major influence of European and English legal system. Indian legal system in ancient India. Indian legal history started from the Vedic age. In India, some sort of the legal system was present even during the Bronze Age and Indus Valley civilization. Secular law in India varied from the region to the region and from ruler to the ruler. The court system was also prevalent. The court system for solving the civil and criminal matters, they were the essential feature of many ruling dynasties of ancient India. The excellent court system, it was present under the Mauryas and the Mughal empires. Historical evolution of Indian legal system during British regime. British rulers, they are responsible for the development of common law based legal system in India. In 1726, mayors' court were established in three presidency towns, Madras, Bombay and Calcutta. These mayor courts, they were not the courts of company, but they are the courts of King of England. They suspended all the existing court system in these three presidency towns. They are authorized to hear and determine all civil matters and civil disputes. After that, the Regulation Act of 1773 it was passed. This act it was a first attempt to create a separate and independent judicial organ in India. Then Charter of 1861 was passed. In 1861, Indian High Court Act and Indian Council Act were passed by the British Parliament. Charter High Courts initially have jurisdiction within presidency towns. They have power to issue the writs also. During British period, Privy Council it has acted as a highest court of appeal. Then there was the establishment of federal court. The federal courts they are established after the passing of Government of India Act 1935. The reason for the establishment of the federal court it was that the Government of India Act 1935 has changed the structure of Indian government from unitary to the federal one. The federal courts they are established, they are having power over states as well as province. So after that the Indian constitution it was passed in 1950 and these federal courts they are transformed into the Supreme Court and the present Indian legal system it prevails.